Oh, hey folks, Tango Oscar Mike, and I'm out here in the driveway. I'm going on a trip, and I want something quick and portable to put up on the truck, so I bought a 20-meter ham stick. Now, I've tried these before, and I never had good luck on my truck, and I always blamed the antenna. I think you've seen some other videos where I had the Wolf River coil on the truck, and I was having I just couldn't get it to work very well. Well, I put this antenna on and nothing's working. So I started working on my mount. I started checking the ground and everything else. And I realized if you look down in here, I don't know if you can see, but there's this wire that comes to the center pin and it's broken. It's not connected at all. Like the solder is completely gone, but if I touch that, then I get good signal. So I'm going to try to solder that and hopefully fix my cabling issue. I wish I could pull more of this wire through this boot, but I don't think I can do that. The shield part seems to be okay. I don't have any problem with the shield. It's just that center pin. So I'm going to get the soldering iron out and I'm going to try to solder and just try to get down in there and solder that as best as I can. I don't know what else to do, but that's what I'm going to do right now. Just to show you here, continuity. So now that I have, I was able to solder that pin on, and it looks like it's okay. If I text the center pin to my antenna, I'm good. And to the shield, which is down here, good. So I have good conductivity between everything. So now, still not great, but at least I'm getting a reading. Before I wasn't even getting a reading. The lowest part of the antenna is a 2.1 and it's way past the dip, so I need to get the little tool here and shorten the whip a little bit. Tighten it back up. And actually the whip wasn't that tight in here. Okay, so the antenna for 20 meters is at a 2-to-1, which my tuner will easily do on my KX2, which is what I'm taking. I should be getting my TX500 back. My understanding is they got the parts coming in, and then once it's repaired, I should get it back. So I'm excited about that. But this should work good for our trip. One of the parks we're going to, I don't think they allow you to put up any antennas or anything like that, run any wires off the truck. So I wanted this so at least I could try 20 meters. Give me an option for, working remotely quickly. So I put this quick disconnect on here, which this is chrome plated, and it doesn't make good conductivity. So let's see, yeah, the inside of this is scruffed up a little bit, but I don't think it makes good contact. Even when I put my meter on it and press, it doesn't make good contact on the chrome. You really have to press it up. But where the chrome is scratched off, I get great conductivity. And that might be part of it with this antenna. I might have to rough that up a little bit and scrape some of that off. But this should make it pretty nice and easy, where I can just take that off, unscrew this, throw this in the back of the truck, and be gone. Hey everyone, it's Tango Oscar Mike. We are hiking again. We're up in the mountains. We're at Laurel Summit. This is a Laurel Mountain State Park in Pennsylvania, and we're hiking up here. We were on the Summit Trail. We've turned off onto some other trails. I think we're on the Blue Spruce Trail now. So just out with Augie and Mrs. Tango. Have a little bit different loadout today. I am wearing the chest harness up here just so I have some stuff with me. I do have my firearm with me, and we have a big can of bear spray. I don't think we're going to see anything. I don't think we'll have any issues. This is a pretty popular place. The trails are well maintained. There's lots of people out here, but I didn't want to take any chances, especially with a dog. sometimes that actually will attract bears, and Augie doesn't bark. So at least not when he's in the woods, because he's a pointer, so when he sees something he points to it, but he doesn't bark or make noise. So, but we're up here for the weekend. We're gonna hike here today, and then we're staying in Somerset PA, and the next morning is the Somerset Ham Festival. I'm gonna go up there. We're still undecided whether or not we're gonna have our ham festival, so I want to go talk to some of the vendors and see. This is only about an hour and 45 minutes away from where we live, so hopefully I can get some of the vendors interested to come to our ham fest. If not, we may be canceling it. It's hard to say until we talk to them. And then also in this area is the Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville, which is one of the planes from 9/11 that the passengers forced into the ground when the terrorists took it over and were going to try to crash it. They think they were going to try to crash it into downtown Pittsburgh because of the flight path it was on, I believe. But the passengers fought back. In fact, the one was on the phone with his wife. They were at the back of the plane, and he's famous for saying, "Let's roll." And they went up and tried to take back the cockpit, and the plane crashed into the ground. So we're going to visit that tomorrow. There's a couple breweries up here that my wife wants to hit. But yeah, just having some fun and doing some hiking. So maybe we're after we're a few miles in, or something neat comes up, I'll flip the camera back on. But we're trying to take lots of pictures too, because this is unbelievably rocky. We used to mountain bike up here all the time, and it was always quite the challenge. So look at all the boulders. I mean, this is just everywhere. But it's so cool. Really enjoy this type of terrain up here in the mountains. And the one thing my wife is most happy about, there's almost no poison ivy up here at all. And I don't think there's very many bugs either. I think there's some, but not as bad as you would think, and especially not during the day. So we're gonna keep on hiking. Hey, we're about 4.3 miles in. It's been pretty nice. We're on the Black Bear Trail now. There's a trail off the side of this. It's an expert mountain biking trail. But I'll tell you what, all the trails out here all have some really good rock riding, some really rough stuff. I'll try to film some the next time I'm going through it. We go through another section, but yeah, it's pretty rowdy. We used to ride out here. We would wear elbow guards and shin guards because we would just get tore up. In fact, the last time we rode out here, my wife had an accident, bruised her ribs, bruised her lung, shoulder, messed her shoulder up. It was pretty bad. She had to go to the hospital and everything. But yeah, but look at this. Ferns as far as the eye can see. We walked through a fern field where the ferns were 4 feet tall, 4 or 5 feet tall. It was like Jurassic Park type stuff. Augie loves this stuff. He just loves his adventures and being out. Every once in a while he'll catch wind of something and have to check it out and see what it is. Coming up to another intersection. I'm using the Gaia map on my phone just to map stuff out. So let's see what this says. J.E. Miller Road. Oh, here's some of the rocky trails we gotta navigate through.
No, exactly like we have plans later or something,
Yeah, so my wife was just saying we don't really have plans. When we do vacations, we have a general idea of what we want to do, but a lot of it we just wing it. Some vacations we've taken, we didn't even have hotels. We just drove and thought, well, we'll just find a hotel when we can find a hotel. Use an app on our phone, find the closest hotel for, $100 or so, and whatever we could, whatever was there, whatever had breakfast in the morning, and then get up the next morning and go and drive to the next city. And we've actually had good luck. Usually it's been pretty fun. We did that one year with a couple of friends. We went to Kentucky and did that and just kind of winged it, and they had a blast. They always tell us that was one of their favorite trips, road trips that they've ever taken. So, but yeah, so rocky. Some of this is pretty slippery, so we do have to be careful. But so we didn't have the camera on. We were crossing an intersection with another trail, and all of a sudden Laura heard something and yelled. Something scared her. I turned around and just saw something big and brown. I thought at first it might be a mountain lion, but it was just a guy, and his dog had got up ahead of him. A giant dog, and snuck up on Laura and woofed at her. So, but yeah. So there's other people out here. We probably could have had Augie off leash, but we didn't bring his electronic collar, and I just don't feel comfortable doing it. He's a good dog, but he's a hunter, and if something catches his eye or something, he can be gone before you can get a chance to correct him and tell him to come back. He just, it's all hunting drive. We're heading back into Velociraptor territory with giant ferns. I mean, they really could film Jurassic Park here. Well, we're approaching 7 miles on our hike. Not much elevation gain at all today. Less than 500 feet so far. We will go up a little bit more on the way back, but it's been good. When we get out to this, we're coming back out to a big intersection on a trailhead that we passed. We're not actually taking any trail that we did more than once, but we do cross this one intersection where all the trails kind of meet up, and then we're going to take another trail, and then we'll be heading back on that trail back up towards the truck. So, but it's been going good. We're going to stop and give Augie some water up here to make sure he's hydrated. Well, we just stopped at the bathrooms by the warming hut, and we're at 9.2 miles, and we just have this little short trail back to the truck here, the mainline trail. So not quite 10 miles. When I mapped that, it said we would do 10 miles, and we pretty much did all the trails that I had mapped out except for one, and we actually did a little bit further. So its estimation isn't quite right, or my GPS lost signal and didn't calculate everything, but close enough. It's just started to drizzle a little bit, but it was a good hike. Not much elevation gain, maybe 600 feet or so. Really not too much. The last couple of miles kind of sucked because we were on cross-country trails that are also roads, like back roads, and they're like this where they poured gravel all over them. So it's crunchy walking and not very woodsy type, but still enjoyed it. Hey guys, well, we're home from our trip, and just firing up the grill here, but I'm gonna walk down and take a look at the garden. I didn't do any podas on our trip. We drove almost 2 hours to Laurel Mountain, where we hiked for over 3 hours, and then where we were eating dinner was another half an hour away, and at that point, after we finished our hike, I was pretty hungry, my wife was pretty hungry, Augie was hungry, so we just I decided to not do POTA that day. We also went to the Flight 93 Memorial, which is that's a very emotional place, and it's tough to see. It was really busy that day. We hiked around the memorial, and we took one trail, the Remembrance Trail, thinking it took us back to the visitor center where we parked, and it actually was a dead end up to where the original lookout spot was. So we ended up hiking back. We didn't have any water with us because we thought we were only hiking like 7/10 of a mile. We ended up hiking a couple of miles. We hiked the whole way around the Flight 93 Memorial. As you can see, I'm a little sunburned. I'm actually really sore. Augie was dehydrated. Augie drank a whole bottle of water when we got back to the truck. We felt really bad. We knew he was hot. And then that was pretty much it. We called it. We went to a brewery for a couple of hours, a new brewery that just opened up that weekend. My wife wanted to try all their beers, so we were there long enough for her to have 4 flights of beers. There were 4 in each one, and she drank all of them, so she was feeling pretty good by the time we left. We got a little bit to eat there, but not much. There's just a little food truck, and we drove home. And we were all exhausted last night. We came home, unpacked everything, but let's take a look. Now, I still want to get I need to put some type of door on here, because right now I'm just kind of folding the fence down to get in here. I just don't know what the best solution is to put a door on here to keep the critters out. I got to change the trail camera memory card while I'm down here as well. So right now I'm just kind of holding the fence up with this stuff. I do need to put like some wood on this to frame it out. Maybe that'll just work. Let's go in here and see. Ooh. So we have corn in here, and I know it's oh, something was in here digging. What the heck? Something got in here. Something was digging there as well. And how I know that, I put these ant traps in here. Son of a gun. What could have got in here? Something had to have climbed up and over and got in here. That's the only thing I can think of. I did notice the other day that the fence was bowed out in a couple places. So I've got my trail camera. I'm going to have to take a look. This is zucchini. This is cantaloupes. They're not doing great. But I was told that they need a lot of shade and don't know if they'll grow. But if you look right in here, there is a zucchini. Now, I saw some other ones starting. Let's see if we have any other ones in here. That's the only one I see. It looks like there might be another little one there starting, but nothing else. Let's go up here. There is a cucumber, and there's another little one starting there. There's a little one there, and I know there's one hiding. Look at that right there. There's a cucumber hiding there. So, a couple of cucumbers. Let's see if there's any more zucchinis in here. I thought I had seen some starting to grow, but now I don't see them. I thought they were zucchinis, but not. So out of all these giant plants, I only have one. Maybe that's one starting there. I have a soaker hose that I turn on to go through and heat all the water all this. I put the pepper plants in water because I thought they were draining. They told us not to replant these, just to leave them in the pots. I bought these late, but as you can see, this one's bad. That one's rotted. The plants aren't doing well. I don't know what's going on. This one still is okay. So I don't know. We have to see. This is carrots. They're doing good. And if you look, there's lots of tomatoes starting. There's tomatoes everywhere. I'll probably have to get some sticks to shore those up as well. But, you know, for the big of area that we have and all these giant zucchini plants, I thought we'd have more zucchini, but it's just that one. It's just that one right there. I don't see any others. So that's a little disappointing. So, like I said, this is our first year doing the garden. And it hasn't turned out perfect. These are actually pepper plants that we planted. We planted them, and they're just not doing well. You can see this really looks dry. We were, like I said, we were gone for the weekend, and the water isn't on a timer, and it looks like it dried out a little bit. There's a nice zucchini or a cucumber there too. So live and learn. Looks like the corn is doing good, and we actually have a corn back there. So I am gonna have to check the trail camera and see what got in here. But something got in here and dug a little hole there, and dug around there a little bit in a couple of these places. So I guess we're lucky that it didn't like eat everything in here. I don't know what it was, so we'll have to check it out. But as you can see, I haven't cut the grass in I think 2 weeks, and it's been so hot and so dry, even the grass hasn't been growing. So I'm gonna have to go up and turn on the soaker hose and get that drying out a little bit. But something was here. I definitely will have to check out and see what that was. Well, anyhow, I might post some more videos from our trip. I might have some more pictures of our trip at the end of this. But thanks for joining me, and we'll see you soon. This is Tango Oscar Mike, 73. Take care.
Tango Oscar Mike,